And we are live, everybody.
Come
Welcome
on.
back to another Wavy Wednesdays.
Come on, we here with it.
Episode 6 in the building.
Yes,
Come on,
sir, yes,
JSkip.
sir.
How you feeling?
Man, we feeling good. The weather's nice outside, and as you see, it's Jersey season now, y'all. So, prepare for the weather, man. The spring season brings the sunshine and the rain sometimes.
Come on. I mean, what they talking about, 70 degrees tomorrow? It's going to be
Man.
pretty hot, man.
Real nice. So, Seattle weather, 70 degrees is like 90 for us.
Come on.
Just be prepared. If your car's got AC, make sure them windows is down just cracked a little bit when you go inside the stove. You don't want it too hot. When you come back, the seatbelt burning your arm.
Yeah, don't be leaving your kids in your cars. We're not going for none of
Feel
that.
me? Come on.
So, yeah, be safe out there, everybody.
And especially the pets, we got to make sure that they taken care of too. So make sure that they're hydrated, Not with this, actual water, There's some little lemonade ski. But, yeah, we're going to have to keep hydrated, Keep your electrolytes up too. Because, it's not only water. You need that little dash of salt.
Just keep your flavor, man. Come on.
For sure. But it's that season. Tis that season,
It's
man.
that season. But so look, very special birthday shout out to our grandmother, Delores, or my great aunt, but
Come on.
Skip's grandmother, Delores. How you feel about that being today?
Man, it's real powerful, just being that, she lived long enough to, see us mature in the way that we did. And, now it's been some time without her, but you're seeing it come out in us individually, like the pieces that she set within us. And, you just got to appreciate that every time. That's why I love being around my cousins so much, is because we pick from each other so much, we all share a common, just
love of life and the people around us.
Just for everything. Just being able to feed off of that, and that's one thing that she always implemented within us, is that we're always around. This guy just gonna hop on the the table like that.
Leo the lion just hopped on there, y'all. Our cat is on there, y'all. Leo.
He want to be on TV too.
Come on.
Oh, and he just gonna lay down.
Okay.
And stretch out right in front of me. But yeah, grandmother just instilled with so much within us that, every time, it's a family get together, I just see that in everybody. I look around the room and just in appreciation, just because I see how much of her still lives on to this day. So, she would be 103 years old today, but we feel it in our spirit, deep in our heart. We know she's here every day, just with us, in spirit, just like Jimmy is, just like everybody else is. Rich Relly, everybody.
Everybody, come on.
So you can't help but, show that love and appreciation to especially this day, because, it's a special day for her.
And for everybody out there, we'll pull it up real quick just so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can see it. There she is.
Man.
Here she is right here.
But he had always.
That's Leon, everybody. And our grandma Delores. Oh, wait, where'd I go?
Kiss.
Where'd I go? Where was it
Showing
at?
that,
I
dude.
lost it. Where was that? Further back?
Nah, you
Right
was
here.
right there.
Promised me that he
Here
would
she
take
is,
care of our
everybody.
family always, because I had taken care of his.
There's other people in control of the state right now that don't even acknowledge us.
So the truth will come out.
Yeah.
And you could just see that resemblance. It's just within the whole family, She was really beautiful all the way up, her whole life, the whole
For
time
sure.
I seen her.
She looked that lovely the whole time up until her passing.
Exactly.
That's what, and we can talk about some of our memories with her. I just remember me and my mom always going down there with her to her apartment out there, helping her out, bringing her food, cooking.
Yeah.
I would just chill with her. I'd be playing with my toys there.
Yeah.
And she'd just be watching TV, and she'll cook up some good stuff and some good sweets and stuff. And she was just always chilling. Would talk to me about my day at school at Zion and all that.
Facts.
So yeah,
Facts.
just blessings. I'm so blessed to have got to spend those memories with her.
Facts. If there's one thing, that was about her, that was strong about her, is she embraced having a home with no TV. There was a computer You could play computer games, but there wasn't no TV because usually when we came around, everybody would all be at her house, and TV takes away the attention. It's a distraction. So being at her house, we were literally all in conversation together. All the kids hung out together. We played outside. We got creative. We made that extra effort to have some unity within the family that was just natural.
Oh yeah, we felt like her apartment complex was like a wonderland. It was
sure.
just the projects, but
it was really the projects. It was really the Brighton
projects,
apartment for y'all that know.
But it was
right
just,
next to the taco truck.
Yeah, right next to the taco truck. But yeah.
Man, Brighton Apartments. Yeah, it went down back in the day. Like we'd be in the empty parking lot in the back, and we'd be playing kickball, dodgeball, or hide and go seek all throughout the whole building. The rooftop. We'd be chilling sometimes, or we'd sneak off to sometimes, or go down in the basement and act like it was like some secret dungeon like type thing. Like we just got creative as kids. But also be like the times that she would personally like take me away and like have me like be with her for the weekend and stuff like that. She liked having me read to her a lot, like as a kid. And basically just at first I thought it was me practicing how to read, but she knew that I could read good. It wasn't anything.
We could always read super good. Yeah,
she just loved to hear me read to her and read her to sleep and stuff like that. And now that you get older, you really appreciate that and just how that molds someone. Like it molded me.
Yeah.
But it was almost like she could see the future. Like she would tell me like growing up, I didn't really get it a lot, but she'd tell me I was just handsome. Every time. She would just tell me how pretty I was.
She would always hype us up. She would for sure hype us up for sure.
Now what you guys see today was not me growing up. Like I was pimple
different.
faces. I had messed up teeth.
The glow up came for sure.
It really came. But it was like she seen who I am now. Like, me, how I see myself as being beautiful now. And, I really have that confidence. And I carry that confidence a lot because of her.
Come on.
She was really instrumental in that. And that's something that, I'm forever indebted to. For real.
Man, come on.
Facts. But, on another note, like for her birthday, there was quite a few things that we would do sometimes. Sometimes it'd be like a party at like our house or something like that. But one thing that was tradition within this family, George, you'll remember.
Yeah.
But we went to these tea parties that were in like Mount Baker at this black church. And they were kind of like little bourgeois tea parties.
Yeah.
But
it was like our thing. Dressed up and all that,
like our thing. We would all get dressed up, and we have numerous family photos right in front of this spot. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's on my IG if y'all look it up.
For sure, yeah.
But, like, I just posted the post today of when she turned 100. I made that post about her and stuff like that with all the pictures and stuff. But, yeah, we used to do these, like, go to these black tea parties at this church and everything, and it was just like a annual event that was really special to her. So the whole family showed out for it, and it was just something that was just really prominent in my memory of how she like wanted us presented to the community. Like we could basically be in the bougie community, and we could also be in the projects, you know, and we didn't really have to change character. It's just them knowing who we were that just placed us in that setting. But, just like how in reality, we should be, some multimillionaires. We should be a well-known.
It's all good.
We should be a well-known family.
We should. Because we're good people. But that's all that we need is, like.
But grandmother prepared us for that. She
blessed.
Prepared us for for when that time comes of how to move properly. Because we grew up in the hood. We're really instrumental to our community. So
and we made it out the hood for real.
Exactly.
Like really in the
she really made an emphasis on, really us being in the community. So we feel a type of way about the community like we do about, the CD, the South End, the West, just the whole inner city. We feel for the people. And, if we were to have, that amount of money, what we would do for the community is what she built within us. It's kind of like it was just like, doing it indirectly. You didn't have to just say like, always look out for your people. you know, you just have that natural feel.
It was just the action, you know? And her leading by example, and that's why we're so like family oriented today.
Exactly.
I feel like whenever I don't have any friends, I still have my family and my cousins. They're always there for me, like for real.
For sure.
Yeah, come on.
Sure. All the way to the end.
You know,
and she went out, you know. She passed away, practically on her own terms. Like, you know, it was obviously age and things catching up with her. But she was really a strong woman. She beat cancer twice. And that's, you know, hard enough to say it is what it is. Like, some people don't even beat cancer once. Like, you know,
facts.
They lose that first fight. She's beat
such
it
a
twice.
Fighter, such a strong woman.
She outlived her own kids. She outlived her grandkids. You know, that's someone who's really strong in that nature as far as, you know, not just physically and mentally, but spiritually. You know, you continue to live on and continue to have the same mission of, you know, making the next generation, putting it in the next generation, like making sure people's legacies live on and making sure you don't forget about your cousins, your family. Like, you know, that was really big. So now when you look at it, it's like you can't do nothing, but, you know, we all miss her.
Yeah, reminisce.
You know, but we all carry that part of her, and she's always living on, just like.
And she gave us the blueprint for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just like everybody else is living on through us. You know, Jimmy, Relly, our cousin that was killed as a kid by the car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's so much that is, you know, so much tragic things that have happened within this family, but, you know, people aren't forgotten. And I'm you know, proud that we keep an emphasis on that.
We keep fighting no matter what, but yeah, we got to keep that emphasis. And you're right. We are old, and we were like written out of wills and that and stuff. And
facts.
That's crazy. Like, it's just different stuff for sure.
Facts.
But yeah, so getting into like more of the Grammys, talk about how Jimi Hendrix was nominated for the Grammy. And
well, he was nominated for a film score.
For film score?
For those who've seen it. And obviously that's Janie's work, you know, her, you know,
production credits and stuff.
Putting documentaries still together, trying to basically, you know, shut us out, but, you know, just keep content going that, you know, it's turning the camera the other way from, you know, the real issue and the real problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was nominated, and, you know, I wish the best for my cousin. I always, you know, have dreamt that, you know, not only, you know, me getting the Grammy one day, but, you know, Jimmy respectfully getting the Grammy, you know, and everything. But, you know, it's a bittersweet feeling knowing that, you know, like I've said, like growing up where it was like, you know, we couldn't even purchase his music because we know that money's not going to us. It's not going to, you know, a cause that we can really back.
Well, how can we back the cause that's
exactly.
Their whole cause is keeping us down. Like, they sue our family all the time, like, for little stuff. My mom,
you know,
Leon Hendrix, Tina Hendrix, like, it's crazy. But, you know, like, they use those proceeds to really hold the real bloodline down, but we still are able to sprout up. It's pretty crazy, but we're still able to prevail, and that just is a testament to our family and our legacy.
Absolutely, and it's a testament to who we are naturally. Like, you know, Jimmy's famous quote, you know, when the power of love overcomes the love of power,
then the world will know peace.
The world will know peace. Well, you see how we always have responded in love. We've never responded in death threats or you know, anything, you know, that's
never been us. Never.
Some people, you know, might take it to, or if they heard the nature of the things that we've been through, would be without a doubt, you know, they wouldn't even be judgmental on the fact, you know, of going to take it to extreme, you know, cases. You know, they would be like, oh, yeah, I'd have something done to her. Oh, yeah, I'd, you know, do this, I'd do that. But, you know, that's not how this family moves, and that's not what we stand by. You know, we're not that type of people. You know, we're Jimi Hendrix's family, and we don't have to, you know, pay a whole bunch of money for people to believe us, you know? Yeah. We're actually blood relatives, and we have it within us to the point where
everything traced
this is just who we are. You know, people like taken from us.
This charisma is in our DNA, in our genetics. Can people just not accept that? Like, really, everything we excel at everything we do for real. Like,
absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. And to be honest, like, you know, obviously, you know, we know that the state isn't in our hands. So it's like, how could we ever support something? You know, it's real, like, you know, it's just personal. You know, how would you feel if you were in this position? You know, as the viewer, you know, if this was someone who was like, say, it could be any type of relative. It could be your grandpa, and someone had just, you know, say your grandpa remarried, and their family was the one that was taking your grandpa's, you know, legacy and his claim to fame, and, you know, was paying all this money just to shun you out and stuff like that. And we have people in our family named after Jimmy. You know, we've kept the legacy going. You know, it hasn't been anything to where he grew up, you know, disconnected from his family and he was this lone wolf or anything like that. He was real appreciative of his family, and he was really proud of the connection that grandmother had instilled with him, you know, at an early age. So, you know, we're at the age where we can actually have this conversation with our relatives because it was so painful. You know, we got to look at it at the fact that, you know, this was someone, how we lost our cousin Tyrell. You know, this was someone who got lost at a young age, and it's really hard to tell the younger kids in the family of the true situation and the facts behind it, and how, you know, something this tragic happened to our family, you know, our blood. And, you know, we are peaceful people. We didn't deserve anything like this, you know.
Exactly. So close to his birthday, 3 days before his birthday. He's down there celebrating his birthday.
Exactly. So I sensed that same pain in our, you know, I wasn't fortunate enough to grow up with my actual grandma. You know, she passed before I was born, but she probably could have gave me insight too. But, you know, we have Aunt Roberta, who has always been the closest in age to Jimmy. You know, she's 6 months apart. So it was, you know, it's for our lives, it was just, you know, a struggle to actually have that conversation and be able to address it, you know, like we can now, to where, you know, there's people like me, you know, George, Malik, like everybody is now, like, you know, you're really seeing these artists in the family flourish and become, you know, in retrospect, the Jimi Hendrix of, you know, with a sound and everything, or what they're doing creatively and stuff like that. So, you know, we have to hear these stories of, you know, who we are, you know.
And overcoming.
Exactly. Sure. So, you know, Aunt Roberta telling me stories that she was just as connected as Leon was, and getting flown in to parties, and Jimmy was, you know, coming here constantly and chilling with, you know, grandmother and stuff like that, and sitting down and having conversations of, you know, what he was been through, what he's going through and stuff like that. And, you know, this is some insight, but Aunt Roberta tells me that, you know, Uncle Al and Leon had more of a relationship than Jimmy and Al. So Al, Al wasn't really connected to Jimmy like that in the first place. And it was grandmother who was the voice, you know, was the mediator between that. But she was the real ear to Jimmy. And, you know, it's really saddening just thinking of it, you know, that she didn't live to see her, you know, get, you know, the fruit of her labor, you know.
Fruit of her labor, or to even see her family and just know that her family was taken care of.
Exactly. And, you know,
I hope she can watch over us, and just one day it'll happen for sure, so she can rest.
Absolutely.
I know she's not resting for sure.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of things that we have to do. Like, she's buried in the same grave as Jimmy, but she's not buried within the same vicinity, you know. Just think of that. She can't be even buried within 10 feet of her own sister, her blood sister. And that's because some non-blood relative is withholding that, you know, is blocking that, because they're behind guilt. And you know, when you think of that, you just think of the true disrespect behind it. You know, growing up, I always thought it was just something more. There had to be something more to it, but it's just plain and simple. It's just plain and simple, just disrespect that, you know, why they keep us out of the loop. They forcibly, you know, keep us not recognized, you know. And it's us that's, you know, naturally being the Hendrix family and Hendrix blood relatives, that we just have this stance of peace, and we, you know, promote peace, and that's who we are. And we hope that, you know, we one day get this platform that we can showcase to the world the true reality of things, and we can hopefully overturn things. Yeah. But until then, we're we're dealing with, you know, money just being, you know, blocking our every position. So it's like,
it's tough, it's a fight for sure.
It's a fight, but, you know, we're getting there. You know, we're all truly talented, and that's one thing that you can't take away, and that's one thing money can't buy, is true talent and true intuition of who you are. And with us being who we are and knowing who we are and raised by the same lady that raised Jimi Hendrix, I'm ultimately prepared for whatever, you know?
Prepare for whatever.
Exactly. So, you know, if you know, we don't make it together as a family, you know, all it takes is one of us to come up, you know. One of us coming up means us all coming up, you know, because we'll fight as a family. We'll fight as a unit because we all want the same result. We want our respect.
We've always been all we got, too.
Exactly. We just want the legacy back. And, you know, that's something that doesn't have a price. And that's why we're fighting for our lives to get that, is because it just means everything to us. It should mean everything to anybody. You know, anytime someone in your family does you know, makes a prominent name for themselves,
was the best of all time.
Exactly.
And had
exactly.
such a passion for one thing, like, for real. It should really matter, and, like, you should be prideful of that. You should not have to hide that. Like, come on.
Exactly. And it's kind of frustrating when you think of that, and people put in that into consideration, and they talk about, well, they downplay, you know, your abilities because you don't play the guitar. You know, you don't have to do the exact same things, and, you know,
we can just excel at what we're in our little zone. Yeah,
just be as great, you know,
in your creative way, in your zone, and your passion.
We talk about political families keeping the same reputation, you know, even if they're a bad politician, you know, with that same last name, they'll get that credibility just for being a politician. But we don't look at, you know, someone new, someone who's actually from the ground up, someone who's actually grassroots local. You know, we just look at these names that we're just used to, and we put it fittingly with their predecessor, you know, like George Bush, you know. How did he become president? how did the Kennedys, you know, even though the, you know, the Kennedys are, you know, they respectfully, they were, you know, good democratically through politics, but, you know, we talk about their family, the Clinton family, like, there's numerous families that have this lineage within certain things. We talk about musical families.
Well, what you're getting at is, like, all those families have they have, like, a generational wealth, and they also have, like, a pride that they're going to be taken care of.
Exactly.
And we've been stolen to that, so we're always in the sense of, is our family going to be able to live on? Is Jimi Hendrix's bloodline going to be able to live on? Like, it's crazy that we're fighting so hard to just, like, exist. We're losing cousins every other year. It's crazy, like.
Exactly.
And we're still fighting, and we were written out of wills. Like, come on now.
Exactly.
Like, they know that they owe.
It's almost like, you know,
they're not even creatives like us. I don't understand why why they would hold us back like this. Like, why they would hate on this when they know the truth. Leon Hendrix is still alive. He's so creative. Everyone knows about his art. If you look it up on Wikipedia, it talks about his art, how he's a known artist. Like, come on now.
Undoubtedly.
And you guys see the poster behind Skip. That was the 50th memorial that our family puts on for Jimi Hendrix. The Hendrix estate does not put any memorials on for him. They might release a new merchandise to make some money off of him for his birthday, but, like, we do the memorial, we do the birthday for his we do the birthday, we do the memorial for his passing. Yeah. Our family does that. We do that at Jimi Hendrix Park every year.
Yeah, because that's our family and that's our bloodline. And, you know, she knows she's on a cash cow, and she's just gonna be able to. She treats it as a business because that's all it is. That's all the relationship ever was business. She didn't have no memories of Jimi Hendrix like that.
Exactly.
Jimmy died when she was a kid.
She was 9 years old and he was 27. Come on now,
Yeah.
They met 3 times and took pictures, and her mom was starstruck, and there's some more stuff we know too. We don't got to speak on, so it's good.
Yeah, but we can speak on just their relationship being false, being fake, because what little kid meets someone grown 3 times and talks about them like they've known them the whole lives, and none of their family truly knows who they are? Like, what? You're not gonna. No one meets you only 3 times within their lifetime and tells you all of their life secrets. you know, and has that type of relationship, especially to a little kid. She didn't know who Jimi Hendrix was. She just knew that that was the new dude's son that her mom was with. That's all she knew, you know. Yeah. All she knew was just marriage on to marriage. She was just, you know, she wasn't someone who really lived with him or, you know, picked up on his mannerisms or anything like that. She couldn't tell you anything about him.
Yeah.
Probably didn't even know he was left-handed because she got the guitar wrong at the grave. Like,
yeah, put a right-handed guitar at his grave.
And we're one of the only left-handers in the family. Exactly. Like, and I wasn't born until 1995.
Basketball. I shoot the basketball with the left hand. Like, come on.
Like, come on. Like, he's clearly holding the guitar in. It's just like, oh man, it's like literally just like colonialism. It's they already know what they did. They're just sticking it to you because they know it gets to you and it gets under your skin and they're trying to get a reaction out of you. But she hasn't got a reaction out of us ever, and she won't get one. Not until we have control of the state and I can, you know, air it out and put posters all over, and she'll probably change her name back to her maiden name. Because she'll be that embarrassed because she's not a Hendrix.
In a different dimension for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And her kids aren't Hendrixes. And they are nothing to do with, you know, the Hendrix family at all. You know? They're just some people with our money.
Yeah, look, they might know about Jimi Hendrix paying for their lifestyle for those, you know, their offspring and their kids, but they will never know the legacy, the culture, our traditions, our family, what Jimi Hendrix family taught him, what he wanted to pass down to his relatives. Like, they'll never know that stuff.
They'll never know true family, and that's, you know, that's what they'll live by. And once they're stripped of that, you know, that'll be their test. That'll be God's test to them, and to finding out who their family actually is. They'll probably dig deep in heritage and find out that they were peasants that, I don't know, needed to do better, need to be farm croppers or something. I don't know. It's just, it just tears at your heart just knowing that you're indebted to something, you know, even deeper than reparations. Like, we're all owed reparations. We can all be on the same page as every African American in this nation. Every Native American is owed reparations, proper reparations. You know, they have funds to, you know, to pay everybody else in this nation but us, and we can all come to a common agreement that needs to happen. But now it's for us, our family, it's like a second layer of that, because we have a legacy that is indebted to us. That is our blood cousin, and he cared about us. He loved us. He loved grandmother. He loved all of our cousins.
He loved his little cousin Diane.
He loved his little brother Leon.
Yeah, his little brother Leon.
He'll love his nieces and nephews. He would have loved this whole family. And it's literally just like another layer of how we all have that common guilt of we're indebted reparations. It's another layer of that when someone has taken from your family. And, you know, it's things that when, like I said, people within this community, because we're so well locally connected, they know that we would move mountains if we had these type of funds. They know that we would do it properly in the name of the community because we care about people. That's something that you just can't make up.
You can't duplicate it.
Yeah, you can't duplicate it. You can't force people to actually care about people and have empathy and compassion for things around the community, for affordable housing, to actually have a livable wage, to feeding the homeless, to doing anything. You can't force people to do that. People do it for a public image. They do it for cameras. They do it for likes. But I do this regardless. I'm on the streets regardless. You know, I had a thrift store on Rainier, you know, giving filthy clothes out to homeless, making them look good, confident, changed a lot of people's lives, you know, and I'm not rich, you know, but imagine if I was, you know, the mountains that we could actually move with all of the ideas. And that was my idea, but I mean, there's many ideas within this family that are literally, you know, mind-blowing, that we could move mountains within these communities, and because we're from these communities and we care so much, we have a passion for it.
Look at what our cousin Anjanae is doing in the community.
Absolutely.
She came on the show and spoke about real estate with us, and
absolutely,
she's really up there going to the Capitol, pushing these initiatives. Like she's trying to really push through, like make sure that all the dispensaries in the state, they give back to the communities that are disenfranchised to the arrests that made for marijuana use, which is
and that's a form of reparation.
Multi-billion-dollar company.
Facts.
And needs to give back to the communities that were harmed from it so much. And our cousin Aunt Janae Slaughter is doing that. Come on,
absolutely. And that's where it all stems from. Like I said, we just have this raw potential to make not only
and just harvest life, like and show people that life, like you've put come on now, like we've put so much life in people. Come on,
exactly. It's just a raw potential to make not only our lives better, but our community lives better. A benefit for everybody, not that just benefits us. We all know these instances of why people want to stun on people, want to hate on people and all that. Like, all that's out the window. Like, I grew up with that, and I always thought that was corny. That was corny to stun on somebody, especially knowing that you guys come from the same position. You've seen this person grow up. I wouldn't want to stun on anybody, no matter what, how much money I have, because I have empathy for anybody's situation, you know, and respect at that. I respect everybody. So, with that being said, that's a lot of things that were instilled in this family through grandmother, and you see the outcome of that.
And we're just so thankful for her. Like,
exactly.
A very happy birthday to grandmother.
A very, very happy birthday.
And we just had to have this. We're going to dedicate this whole episode to her for real. And, like, we kept it long yesterday, and we're going to just keep this short and sweet and to the point for the legacy of Delores Jeter.
Come on.
Legacy. We out, y'all.
Started.
Family.
Big sis.